RNP is the engine that allows airlines to take their airplanes into the next generation of modern air navigation. RNP brings impressive safety, financial, operational, and environmental benefits. So I want to encourage you now to take the steps to implement RNP so you can take advantage of the benefits that this technology brings.
RNP is the use of the Global Positioning Satellite Network to put an aircraft exactly where we want it to be so that we know where it actually is, and from there you can design any departure or arrival procedure that you like.
And we can curve that around through any terrain we want to and avoiding any obstacles and have the same accuracy both lateral and vertical that an ILS would display, say maybe only 10 miles from the field. We can do it 100 miles from the field and still maintain that same type of onboard accuracy that you have with an ILS.
The first step is to identify a need.
We were flying into a lot of route structures where there was a lot of non-precision approaches. So it was an opportunity to, looking at our route structure, an opportunity, at least up front from a flight safety perspective, to get away from the dive and drive.
I've had to circle at night in the rain, and if you've done that as a pilot, which I'm sure a lot of your audience will have done, you don't want to be doing it again.
So the Flight Safety Foundation has stated that a precision approach is 75% safer than a non-precision approach.
What we've seen with the RNP is that it is as or more accurate than the ILS.
So from a safety of flight perspective, it gets away from the issues and the challenges that come with controlled flight into terrain.
Controlled flight into terrain is still the #1 driver of accidents by a long way. So, hey, aren't we trying to eliminate that? And this is what this does.
What's really nice about the RNP is you're not limited by anything but your imagination, really.
We decided to use Queenstown in New Zealand as the first airport. It potentially and probably still is the most difficult airport.
We wanted to improve safety in Queenstown. It was a challenging port. We wanted to do better with the extra tools that we had on these new aeroplanes, okay. But as we got into it, there were significant additional benefits that came out.
Canberra, Alice Springs, Ayers Rock, Cairns, everywhere we fly RNP procedures, there's commercial benefits.
RNP allows you to take off with a higher weight because it constructs a more accurate single engine departure.
And that is a very big financial incentive to go ahead and get this thing deployed.
Instead of, I think we had around 90 people on an aircraft, we now are up to 150 on the same aircraft.
If I don't need those passengers, I can carry more fuel, or I can take off with less engine thrust. I take off with less engine thrust, I'm saving engine wear and maintenance costs.
The efficiency benefits happen every day. Every day that we do RNP, we are decreasing the distance that we fly on an approach. We're decreasing the distance we fly on a departure.
Under some conditions we save 24 track miles. Now remember, we have during the week maybe a flight every 30 minutes. That adds up to a lot of fuel. 150, 200 kilograms per approach. Multiply that out by the frequency. Very big numbers are developed very quickly.
For WestJet, 330 flights a day, you compound that, the fuel savings really start to add up.
787 is 20% more fuel efficient than the 767. This is an additive on top of that.
So obviously there's reduced fuel burn, so from the company's perspective there's a cost benefit there, but also from an environmental perspective, reduced thrust means reduced fuel burn, means reduced environmental emissions, reduced noise.
RNP is easiest to understand when you use it in the terrain sense. I'm going to go down this valley. Well, you have the ability to put the airplane exactly where you want to put it. Now, if I really want to get into Chicago O'Hare, or I want to get into an adjacent airport, or I really want to miss a noise-sensitive area, I got that capability. I can put the airplane where I want to put it and when I want to put it there.
The community are crying out for a dramatic change. And we do that by buying new aircraft, which provides a step change in noise and everything else. But this is another step. This provides us with a different tool to go out there and improve our environmental performance.
Palm Springs is the prime example of that. Our routes in there and our approaches in there are designed to avoid the heavily populated communities that surround Palm Springs.
And it's a saleable item too. You can go to the travelling public and say, hey, we've embraced this new technology, we're going to be using it, we're going to get you to your destination safely and more reliably than we have done in the past.
Not only did it increase our efficiency into these airports, but it also increased our reliability. We were able to give our customers a much more reliable service and a much more dependable service that everybody could say that, you know, when they're going to be there, they're going to be there.
This is more cost effective, certainly more accurate, and it's integrity of service.
Everyone talks tens and thousands of dollars for every diversion.
And the first and foremost is that your guests are inconvenienced. You made a promise you'd get them someplace, and now you've not been able to do that. So they're in a place that they don't want to be, and you have to find a way to get them from there back to their point of destination.
You have hotel costs. You've got to put the crew up. The crew may run out of time. You've got landing fees at the alternate airport. The costs go on and on and on.
So we've managed to avoid that whole diversion nightmare by having RNP.
If you save yourself 2 diversions, you have offset the cost of developing and implementing one approach.
The benefits have clearly exceeded the costs of implementing RNP.
The ability for RNP to open up destinations that you never thought possible before is unlimited.
What RNP is allowing us to do is we can move into what we consider more lucrative markets and allows us to do it more efficiently and certainly more safely.
It's all bred into the airplane, so you don't have to rely on some service provider at your new destination to make your route successful. You have a knowledge that I'm bringing the capability with me to land the airplane at my destination.
So it's not only for the mega carriers, it's for the small operators as well. There are benefits there for everyone.
It's one of those technologies where you just can't find a downside. It's a win-win-win-win sort of an arrangement, and this is pretty unusual.
It's something everyone should be doing, as I say. In fact, I'd want to see a good reason not to do it. That would be my challenge. Tell me why not.